Hello, I'm Crafty Andy, and man, is it gonna suck hard when things like this are gonna cost $90 to $100. You don't even get the goddamn game in there, you just get a code to download the game to whatever stupid system you decided to buy. But we're not here to talk about that shit. Recently, Netflix released the Devil May Cry anime.
Game over!
And you know, after watching something heavy like Scavenger's Reign and Common Side Effects, it's nice to have something that's a little lighthearted and just plain old fun to enjoy. I mean, when you take the narratives of the Devil May Cry games themselves, take out the gameplay and just leave the narrative, whether it be the third game where they actually started to get good, the superior 2013 reboot, the fifth game, because I guess the fourth game was rather shitty too in terms of narrative there, even for video game standards. Overall, what is the plot of these games? Giant big bad guy want power, and then good guy smash bad guy because human special because they cry.
Okay, yeah, their bodies lack the physical ability of a demon. But humans possess something that demons don't.
What? What is it the demons lack? Please, for the sake of my research, please tell me!
Right? I mean, there isn't some crowd of weirdos in the Twitterverse or social media trying to elevate these things on some kind of pedestal that, like, they're untouchable, sacred garbage, right? Right? Anyways, the Devil May Cry anime is fucking awesome. Just got done watching the Devil May Cry anime on Netflix, and then in turn watching playthroughs of all the original games for further research on this and comparison. Summary of the anime. Doesn't take itself too seriously when it doesn't have to. Gives us great characters that are as eccentric to a level of 11 at times. I can picture something like this fitting in with a crossover of Bayonetta someday. Can we get that? Maybe? Anyways, so overall, definitely worth watching. And there you have it. Now you know. Anyone else saying otherwise, including journalist sites like Screen Rant, they are full of shit and can be ignored for the rest of eternity. Some fans of the games are coping hard in the alternate reality game known as social media or Twitterverse, and I'm sure a bunch of YouTubers are going to try and pander to that crowd. Now, it'd be easy for me to say, not play the real games and just parrot the common sentiment about it not following the lore, doesn't respect real fans of the games, even though I know people who played them all and love this anime, but hey, I guess they're not true fans. The ones that love deadpan exposition dumps, treating the material as if it's like some sacred text from the goddamn shit and blood-stained Bible. Reminds me of when a lot of people lost their shit over the Tekken movie that focused on fighting rather than the stupid devil gene bullshit. But I wasn't the one that covered that. There's another person that covered that a long time ago, if you want to look into it. Like, take some clips here, for instance. Devil May Cry 4.
I served the dream of a world you spoke of. The savior you preached of. But you used my sister, Kitty, who has nothing to do with this. And that is beyond forgiveness.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with building a paradise world, summoning demons and sacrificing people to become quote-unquote angels, but not my sister. Oh, that's where it drew the line. You touch my sister now, all of a sudden it's personal and I can't handle it. Oh yeah, man, this is just right up there, right on par with Dune and Blade Runner and Kingdom of Heaven.
Love for a sibling. Now
Oh man, look at that. The Big Daddy can't comprehend love for another because he's so evil. I mean, I at least went through the trouble of looking into the playthroughs of 1 through 5, actually, and personally played through the superior 2013 Devil May Cry game. I can understand nostalgia. I enjoyed the Resident Evil games and the remakes too. In fact, I played through some of them recently. Take away the gameplay, the characters all have the personality about as complex as a sheet of paper with a shade of beige. Now I can see when it comes to Devil May Cry, Dante is one of the few people around those times that actually had a personality, which is how I imagine the games endured those first 2 shitty games, and then the sequels and prequels and reimaginings and everything else.
Trish, devils never cry. These tears are a gift only humans have.
Oh yeah, tears are a gift only humans have. Okay, do they also have the power of love and friendship on their side too? Just because you put fancy music behind it and make that a repeat through the series doesn't make it some kind of profound special statement, all right? Humans are not special, they're just another form of ape. And I think a lot of these people crying over Devil May Cry, of course, are a certain demographic that hang around Twitter, who would just have those nostalgia goggles on just a little too tight, to the point it's starting to cut off the circulation to their brain.
I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
I was surprised to even see a 3rd game come out at that time. It did, after reviews of the 2nd game kept me away from it entirely. It was funny seeing people bitch and moan over DMC 2013, which was the first game that I played. I guess you could say I was tainted, but really, he's not much different personality-wise from what I've seen in other games. Making clips with the bosses, over-the-top action, very simple story of ultimate evil being destroyed by the good guy.
You can't kill me. I'm 1,200 years old.
You don't look a day over 12,000.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
The opening of Devil May Cry 5 was just like the opening we got in DMC 1, as I like to call it. What was the character motivations? Ultimately, bad guy evil take over world, good guy stop him. There's a reason when you just strip away the gameplay, what you get is a movie you can watch in the corner of your eye while you do some drawing, looking up at the action scenes. So thank you, Mr. Shankar, for making something worth putting down my drawing pad and actually watching. A little side rant, but another complaint that keeps coming up is cursing. This is another common complaint that came up when it came to the series of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. And it was also one of the complaints I kept coming across when it came to the Vox Machina anime. Oh, that's right, I called it an anime, because fuck you, that's why. Cursing. It is just a weird complaint that keeps coming up. Can we stop with this cringy, prudish critique? I know this is online brain shit, but it's amazing how much it comes up and I come across it. Where did this too much swearing and too much sex crowd come from all of a sudden? Pussyvania? It's bad enough we can't even get any kind of nudity scenes in anything outside of porn anymore, but people curse in real life all the time.
Watch your words! Just as foul-mouthed as I had heard concerning your demise.
Don't you think that's a little harsh? Killing me because of the way I talk?
I get so many of you out there are trapped in work environments that deem such language as unfucking professional, but the reality is no one gives a flying fuck. Regardless though, in this anime series of Devil May Cry, no one is cursing like a sailor at all, but I guess when you say fuck for the 2nd time in an 8-episode first season, it's excessive now. Speaking of morons, a bunch of people on the Twitterverse are mad that the vice president justifies wanting slaughter of the Makai people trying to seek a better life outside of the realm of hell, as it's been labeled. And the vice president justifies this through his faith in the Lord. Man, using religion to justify torture and slaughtering of innocents? Psh, that never happens. except all throughout recorded existence.
God has never asked us to sit idly by and await his kingdom on earth, but to build it ourselves.
Where even if the absence of a proclaimed God is then replaced by a belief of some kind of force that convinces the people in power that they're serving some greater good overall through their heinous actions. It was a running joke for the longest time when it came to JRPGs and fantasy animes to have the ultimate goal of killing God in the end, so why the fuck is it all of a sudden surprising now? Why? Because it has American flags on it? It's not some completely made up religion like it was in Devil May Cry 4. Now that it's tied to obviously Christianity to be more relatable to the real world, now it's all of a sudden a problem? Now you're gonna have a fucking contention with it? Give me a fucking break. It's only when it comes to the online brain mentally crippled people who live only in the world of safe spaces like the Twitterverse, YouTube, and every other social media platform that can't handle narratives that reflect the real world that we live in.
I didn't have a choice! He was watching my daughters! If I didn't do what he said, he would have...
So, you agreed to help him unleash hell on Earth.
You think hell on Earth would be that different from my life now?
Plenty of examples throughout any fantasy setting, but when it's just straight up American flag, American jets nuking at populace, now all of a sudden it's political. Not political before. Nope, can't connect any politics to anything else fantasy related unless it specifically says America, right? Like for instance, George Lucas never compared his Star Wars story with the Empire being America and the rebels being like the Viet Cong. That never happened at all, right?
You did something very interesting with Star Wars, if you think about it. The good guys are the rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire. I think we call those guys terrorists.
When I did it, they were Viet Cong.
Exactly. So were you thinking of that at the time?
Yes. You know, we're fighting the largest empire in the world.
Right.
In both of those, the little guys won.
Right.
Empire.
The English Empire. Right?
English Empire, the American Empire, lost.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Why can't it just be about Dante making a one-liner and talking about how humans are special because they expel salt water from their eyes?
No. Devils never cry.
But...
Let's leave it to fate.
Oh yeah, that was a running theme up until the 5th one. And in fact, I don't think that was even in DMC 2013 either. Humans are special because they can cry, and devils can't cry. Oh yeah, that's so fucking profound. Except there's plenty of manipulative, deceptive humans out there that learn how to cry at will to get what they want. So what do you say about that, Dante? Just finishing the 5th game, I came across this comment that I think sums it up pretty well. This game is about Virgil killing himself, then Virgil hires Virgil's brother and Virgil's son to help Virgil kill Virgil to become Virgil, featuring Virgil, who has been evading taxes and child support for 20 years. Kind of reminds me of another villain from another long-running high fantasy series.
Kingdom Hearts. Journey across the Disney universe to track down Kingdom Hearts and defeat the evil Ansem, who is not the real Ansem, but Xehanort's Heartless, who is also named Ansem. The real Ansem is named Diz, but his apprentice Xehanort stole his identity.
You can adapt anything you want. A book, a video game, a comic. Sometimes, though, you have to rip out its guts. And in the case of the Devil May Cry anime, give it some.
It is my duty not to conceal these hard truths, but to lay them before you so we may confront them together as a nation. Hell is real. Demons are real.
And in the end, hate to break it to you, but there are no gods, there are no demons, there are no angels, and there's no Santa Claus either. So you can do whatever you want with it. But those are just my thoughts. I definitely wanted to keep some mention of this at the very end because most people are either going to respond to the title itself or skip around and just leave a comment just to express their feelings towards me. Ultimately, I don't give a shit whether people like it or hate it. It could be canceled tomorrow and I'd be like, well, that sucks. What else is out there? I'm fairly certain me or anyone else in our little discussions online, whatever, when it comes to an anime, are losing any sleep over this. It's pretty low fucking stakes in a world on fire. I just wanted to do something a little more fun and cathartic, which is make fun of a bunch of people who hate a show that I like. That's it.
You know, there are people who exist that like that thing. We will not be silenced, you fucking son of a bitch!
Subscribe to the damn channel and share it around. I got a store for art and other creations of mine. Patreon to get some extra perks and also get a store discount. Pause Off gaming channel with a talking weasel. And Weird Source for cringe furry shit you love.